Alright, this one is by Visual Venture. It is called The Dumbest TikTok Trends Ever. And trust me, there have been some, in my opinion, pretty freaking moronic TikTok trends. One of them being that stupid Tide Pod challenge. That was so freaking dumb. Another one was where people would like dance while keeping up with their car outside of their car door in like the middle of the street. It was oh god, it was so fucking dumb. But let's get into this video, shall we? The content in this video is for informational purposes only. Based on believed reliable sources, they may not be current or fully accurate. Viewers should do their own research and not solely rely on the information. We're not liable for any inaccuracies or omissions. I do not condone, endorse, or encourage any of the behaviors or activities shown. I urge everyone to always act responsibly and within the bounds of the law. All materials in this video fall within the fair use provisions of Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 for purposes like criticism, comment, and education. No infringement intended.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Please, don't pee your pants for TikTok. This is perhaps one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
TikTok created the internet's worst challenges. And as of right now, TikTok could potentially...
Here's the thing that I also find stupid, is that they're calling them challenges and not trends. See, here's the thing with the word challenge. It is something that is actually challenging, not these stupid little trends. They're not challenges because they're not challenging to do. The only thing that they're doing is being stupid, and some of them, they're just endangering their lives. So it's not a challenge, it's a trend. That's the one thing I always thought was really dumb with a lot of these things, is they call them challenges. It's like, how is any of this challenging? What is this challenging?
be banned. Today, we'll explore the dumbest TikTok trends ever, starting with weird ones to straight up insane. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality. And to do that, we gotta keep growing. So 75% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did. And I promise to do my very best. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The pee in your pants challenge.
What?
People usually join TikTok trends to look cool, but the pee in your pants challenge was different because it was just embarrassing. It began in April 2020 when a guy named Liam Wire filmed himself peeing his pants. Then he posted the video online.
Pee your pants challenge.
Liam made the video as a joke.
Again, how is that challenging? Sorry, I got food in my mouth. Like, how is this challenging? I don't understand why people call it a challenge. It's fucking stupid.
He just wanted to make fun of how ridiculous TikTok challenges had become. But people didn't get that joke. Instead, they thought he was trying to start a new trend. And just like that, the pee your pants challenge took off. TikTokers everywhere started filming themselves in front of mirrors, wetting themselves. Anyone watching the video could see the wet spot on their pants.
Pee your pants challenge.
TikTok eventually deleted Liam's video, but that didn't stop the challenge from spreading. This was during the lockdown when people were stuck at home and desperate for entertainment. At its peak, the Pee Your Pants challenge hit over 4 million views on TikTok. But although it was getting a lot of attention, most people obviously found it disgusting.
Please, don't pee your pants for TikTok. This is perhaps one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
But it wasn't just gross. There were real consequences for those who took part in the challenge. The biggest problem was that the internet never forgets. Anyone who did this challenge now has a video of them peeing their pants on the internet forever. And with many employers now checking social media before hiring.
Yeah, here's the thing, people. If you want to do something on the internet or post anything on the internet, you have to realize that the instant that it is on the internet, it is there forever. You are never getting rid of it. That is something people don't seem to understand. As soon as they post something, it's going to be, thank you, Storm. Thank you for hitting me with something. That it's going to be there forever. You can't get rid of something as soon as you put it on the internet because it's just stuck there.
They could easily find those embarrassing videos. The challenge eventually faded, but it left an important lesson behind. Trends end, but embarrassment lasts forever. This next trend also seemed harmless, but it could easily send people to the emergency room. The raw dogging challenge.
What the hell is this challenge?
In 2023, Apple TV released a show called Hijack. It was an interesting story, but no one expected it to spark one of TikTok's dumbest trends. In the Hijack show, the main character spends 7 hours on a plane without using any devices for entertainment to pass the time. He endured the long flight with 0 distractions. Somehow, this inspired TikTokers to do the same. By June 2024, people were posting videos of themselves raw dogging flights. This meant no scrolling on their phone, no music, no reading. They would just sit there for hours staring straight ahead. They called it the raw dogging challenge. At first, it seemed like an interesting endurance test. Some called it the ultimate dopamine detox to reset the brain. But as always, TikTok took it way too far. Participants added extra rules like no sleeping, no drinking water, and no snacking or eating. The more extreme it got, the more people tried to outdo each other. Soon, raw dogging flights wasn't just a trend. It was a competition who could last the longest. Even celebrities, rappers, and athletes joined, posting their own entries. Before long, the challenge even had an unofficial scorecard. And since it turned into a contest, people started cheating. Some actually raw dogged flights while others just faked it. Like Nathan Daw, who posted a TikTok claiming he raw dogged a 9-hour flight. But there was one problem. The airline he flew didn't even have flights that long. Then there was comedian Danny Duncan. He said that he raw dogged an 18-hour flight, but his clip was obviously a joke. But not everyone picks up on these jokes, so these fake videos inspire more people to actually participate. And that's where the real problem started, because most TikTokers didn't understand that this challenge could actually be dangerous. Taking long flights without food or water increases the risk of dehydration. Planes already dry you out, and this only makes dehydration worse.
At sea level, the average humidity in the air is 40 to 50%. Where in an aircraft it can be as low as 10%. If your body isn't used to that level of humidity, you can rapidly dehydrate.
But dehydration wasn't the only danger.
So not only are you dehydrating yourself by just sitting in the cabin, your blood is also losing a lot of oxygen by breathing in such thin air constantly.
Airplane air is way thinner than what we breathe on the ground. That's why people feel lightheaded or exhausted after a long flight. The lower oxygen levels make it harder for the body to function properly. But most TikTokers didn't understand the risks, so they kept going. Luckily, the media stepped in just in time. One article read, "Idiots are doing this on planes and it's dangerous." They ripped the raw dogging challenge apart, listing all the ways it could go wrong. Other media personalities called the trend pointless.
Being a person, being present in the space you're physically occupying, even that we now call a trend.
As new
I never heard of this trend, probably because it didn't last very long, but how is this a trend? All you're doing is traveling. I mean, I swear to God, people are so dumb. Oh, people are fucking stupid. I mean, but just the level of stupidity some people go to, it's truly amazing. I shouldn't be surprised, and yet the stupidity of humanity seems to keep surprising me.
news outlets criticized and pointed out the dangers, the challenge started losing momentum. And by the end of 2024, TikTokers abandoned the raw dogging challenge and moved on to the next viral trend. We already know that TikTok is full of terrible health advice, but this next challenge might be the dumbest health trend ever. The beard tanning challenge.
What?
The beard tanning trend probably started because of a shocking claim that spread on TikTok. In July 2023, a TikToker posted a video warning that using sunscreen was actually dangerous.
They're literally rubbing cancer into our skins.
And people actually take this seriously? Really?
District of New York follows a report by online pharmacy Valisure, which detected high levels of benzene in several brands and batches of sunscreen.
He explained that some sunscreens contain benzene, which is a chemical suspected of causing cancer. That was all people needed to hear. The video went viral, getting over 5 million views. Viewers were scared, but they were also confused. If sunscreen was dangerous, what were people?
Sunscreen's not dangerous. Look, yeah, if you swim in the stuff, yeah, it's probably dangerous. But sunscreen, it's... People, you can't believe everything you see on the internet without questioning and without, doing your own... Just... You can't just blindly believe stuff on the internet. You can't blindly believe everything. Especially shit on TikTok. You can't just blindly believe what people say. Because it's just... Some of these people are putting stuff out there of how they think this stuff is. Or how they feel the stuff is. And they're not, and most of the stuff that they post this shit in is stuff they are not experts of the field that they're posting this shit in. And yet we have morons instantly believing them without questioning anything. People should learn to question pretty much anything and everything.
Supposed to use instead? TikTok had an answer: beer. Barely a month after the sunscreen controversy blew up, a new TikTok trend started. It was called the beer tanning challenge. People would film themselves rubbing beer all over their skin, then lie out in the sun. The idea was that the hops in beer boosted melanin in the skin, speeding up the tanning process.
Oh boy, what's happening here? Yeah, this guy's pouring beer all over himself here. This is the latest trend on TikTok. Beer tanning.
At first, it sounded like a crazy theory, but soon people started posting before and after shots showing off their deep tans.
Yeah, this stuff can easily be faked. Oh, God. The stupidity actually hurts. It hurts.
Some even swore beer worked better than sunscreen. Within weeks, the beer tanning challenge became very popular. Videos with the hashtag #BeerTan sky.
Look, I don't really care to drink alcohol. But I see this. This is... All I see them doing is just dumping money. They're pissing away money. Beer isn't cheap. Alcohol isn't cheap. And they're doing this dumbass shit with it.
Skyrocketed to almost 300,000 views, and more people joined the challenge. But while TikTokers were celebrating their bronzed skin, one group was trying to shut down this challenge ASAP. Dermatologists hated the beer tanning challenge and called it downright dangerous. For starters, the science behind beer tanning was completely bogus.
Apparently, the hops in the beer stimulate the production of melatonin, which leads to a tan. But there's absolutely no evidence to support this.
Beer has 0 SPF, which means it doesn't protect the skin from sunburn like proper sunscreen does. Even with sunscreen, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer. Swapping sunscreen for beer only increases that risk. As the media covered the dangers, the backlash grew. Eventually, TikTok stepped in. They banned the beer tanning challenge and started removing any videos promoting it. And since TikTok was suppressing the beer tanning challenge, it gradually disappeared. This next trend caused nothing but pain and discomfort. But that's exactly what made people want to try it. No Poop July. The No Poop July challenge is as ridiculous as it sounds. The goal is simple. Don't use the toilet for the entire month of July.
Oh, yeah, and just make your entire insides explode. Are people... I know I shouldn't ask this, because I already know the fucking answer. But are people seriously this fucking dumb? The most common sense thing. And people are doing this. There are people who actually did this. No Poop July? I'm sorry, but I'd rather not have shit explode on my insides and cause myself dysentery or any of the other fucking disease that would get it, that I would get from that. I don't even know how that's physically possible without, you know, sealing your butthole.
Every year, hundreds of people join in posting TikTok videos to show how long they can last. But before we find out if anyone actually pulled it off, there's a bigger question. How did such a ridiculous trend even start? In July 2020, a TikToker named OKCron posted a video looking extremely uncomfortable. The text on the screen read, "Day 1 of No Poop July." OKCron's face said it all. He was struggling to hold it in, but the caption made it even funnier. It said, "Can I make it till the end?" It was a bold question, and thousands wanted to see if OKCron could actually last the whole month. His video received 84,000 likes, and the comments were full of people cheering him on. As the days passed, OKCron kept the suspense going with dramatic updates. Each new video showed him looking worse, sweat pouring down his face, pained facial expressions, and lots of squirming. The more uncomfortable...
Okay, that little caress your chin and look thing, anytime I see any guy do that, I want to punch him in the face. Because you look so fucking stupid and cringe. It makes me want to punch him in the face. Because that is how fucking stupid it is. Don't caress your chin and do that little mewing face or whatever the fuck it's called. You look so goddamn dumb. You look like you deserve and you need a smack upside the head. It is like it's about as dumb as the women doing the duck face on pictures. Or any person doing the duck face on pictures. It is about as dumb as that.
Well, he looked, the more excited viewers.
Plus, you can't really, for this dude, you can't really tell if he's actually keeping to it, because, you know, off camera, he could be just taking a shit, and he could just be acting this entire thing.
Viewers weren't sure if he was kidding or if he was really holding it in for a month, but it was entertaining regardless. Then, just as July was coming to an end, there was a twist.
You might know him as the kid who hasn't pooped for 26 days, but today I found proof that he lied to us.
No Poop July, though. Did you fail? Be real.
Yeah, obviously, like, I'd be in the hospital.
With a simple, funny video, OKCron admitted he failed the challenge. Up until this moment, No Poop July wasn't even a trend. It was just one guy doing something dumb for laughs. However, it got people wondering if it was possible to go an entire month without pooping.
No, it's not. It is not physically possible to do that without literally sealing your asshole up. It is not possible. You would your body would force it out of you whether you wanted to or not. Now, if you sealed it up, you would more than likely internally explode.
Determined to find out, TikTok quickly dug up a real-life case that made the challenge seem possible. It was about a man who held it in for a very long time.
And while he was waiting behind bars, Lamar went on a poop strike. He simply refused to go to the bathroom altogether. He didn't go to the bathroom for literally 47 straight days.
Suddenly, No Poop July didn't seem like it was just a joke. So by July 2020...
Well, there are obviously medical reasons why it would actually keep it in your body. But, you know, if you are perfectly healthy and everything, I don't believe it is physically possible to do that.
One year after the original challenge, it started trending again. This time, more TikTokers joined in, posting videos of themselves trying to hold it in. And some of them were taking the challenge seriously. Even OKCron came back for the 2021 challenge, posting daily updates just like before. Then in July 2022, No Poop July returned for the third year in a row. That's when doctors realized this was becoming an annual event, and they were horrified. Worried doctors begged people not to try the challenge.
This is not normal because if you're not having a bowel movement every day, it could lead to abdominal pain, gas, bloating, and other issues.
But instead of dying down, it exploded. The 2023 edition of No Poop July racked up 80 million views in just a few weeks.
Dude, it's July. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Just look on TikTok. It's No Poop July.
Oh no!
The 2024 edition crossed 100 million views. But 2024 was special because OK Kron, the TikToker who started it all, decided to turn the ridiculous trend into something meaningful. To everyone's surprise, he announced that he donated about $1,000 worth of toilet paper to various charities. OK Kron's donation meant that something positive came out of this dumb challenge. Hopefully, No Poop July won't return in 2025.
How much you want to bet it actually will?
But with how popular
because people are just that dumb.
It's gotten, it probably will. The next trend,
anything for views, right?
On our list was mostly done by women, and it backfired in the worst way possible. The Silhouette Challenge. Hundreds of women took part in this challenge, but they had no idea that this trend would make them targets for creeps and trolls on the internet. The challenge started in...
Ladies, for the love of God, please be careful with what you do on the internet. Please be careful. There are way too many creeps and stalkers out there for both men and women alike. So ladies, please be careful with what you do. There are crazy people who have no filter and no restraint, and will do shit to find you and stalk you.
In January 2021, when a TikToker named Yoelise posted a video with a unique editing style. The silhouette effect with the red background looked amazing. Within hours, Yoelise's comments were flooded with people begging for a tutorial. They wanted to make their own versions. Yoelise listened. That same day, she posted a step-by-step guide. To create the silhouette effect, they just needed to use a red tinted filter from Snapchat or TikTok. Before long, TikTokers everywhere were trying it out. They called it the Silhouette Challenge.
Oh, that's right. I actually saw this. I thought it was... This is one of the trends I actually thought was pretty cool and creative. But like I said, you got to be careful with what you do. There are plenty of creeps out there.
Even celebrities joined the trend.
So turn on the light in your bathroom.
Okay.
Go in your door arch, okay? And just whatever you want to do.
At its peak, the Silhouette Challenge got more than 200 million views on TikTok. But like most TikTok trends, it didn't take long for things to go wrong. Because the challenge was showing off body shapes, the participants wore as little as possible. Others wore nothing at all. After all, the red filter was supposed to hide everything, leaving only a shadow. But it turns out the filter wasn't foolproof. Before long, some creeps online figured out how to remove the filter. And once they took it off, they could see everything, if you catch my drift. Suddenly, tutorials on how to remove the red filter started popping up everywhere. And since there were hundreds of Silhouette Challenge videos,
Also, hi Celeste, how you doing? It's nice to see you again. This is a video of the dumbest TikTok trends ever. And right now they're on the red silhouette challenge, which I thought was a pretty cool challenge, but apparently there are creeps out there who found out how to remove some of the filters to see the people who are naked.
Videos online, creeps were having a field day. People even created subreddits like Silhouette Unfiltered to share Silhouette Challenge videos with the filters removed. Panic spread fast. Suddenly, TikTokers were warning everyone to stay away from the Silhouette Challenge, or at least wear clothes while doing it.
So word of warning, if you're going to make a video as part of the Silhouette Challenge, keep your clothes on. People are attempting to revert the videos back to their normal coloring, and that can reveal things that viewers aren't supposed to see.
For some, the warnings came in time, but for others, it was too late. Their videos had been downloaded, altered, and shared to creeps across the internet. TikTok tried to help.
Yeah, this is... Yeah. This was mainly a trend women did. So as the trend shows, they would like turn the lights on in their bathroom. They would go in their doorway and, you know, do a pose. And then in the editing for the video, they would put like a red background and then sort of do filtering so it would look like they were silhouetted. And people would download the videos and revert the videos back to their original form. And some of these people who did the Silhouette Challenge were naked instead of having clothes. So creeps unfiltered it, and people, yeah, you get the idea. So that's why I said earlier, it's like, you know, to me, yeah, it is terrible. I thought this little trend was cool because the silhouette thing kind of just reminds you of like an old timey thing, and I thought it was aesthetically pleasing. But the thing is with sort of challenges like this, women especially have to be really careful with this sort of stuff, especially online, because like this thing shows, there are plenty of creeps out there, both men and women. There are plenty of creeps out there who will do shit like this just to see the person naked. So it's a really neat and cool trend. I like it. I thought it was, like I said, I thought it was aesthetically pleasing. But there's two sides to everything.
By banning filter removal tutorials and shutting down accounts spreading them, but instead of being relieved...
Yeah, see... hang on. I think that this is really cool to me. I like this. But yeah, people would remove the red filter. They would make it so the person could be seen and everything. But I think this is aesthetically pleasing. I like this. But I feel bad for a lot of the women who had the unfortunate thing of, you know, of it happening to them.
Some victims blame TikTok for not acting sooner. One thing was clear, the silhouette challenge should have never existed. This next trend wasn't just dumb, it was also a crime. The Chase Bank glitch.
Oh, I know this glitch. Oh, this was going around for at least like a month. This was so goddamn dumb. I did not feel bad at all whatsoever that people do this. This will explain it, but...
On September 1st, 2024, TikTokers were buzzing with excitement. The reason was because they thought they found a way to get free money. Thousands of dollars completely free. They called it the Chase Bank glitch.
So what people would do, they would write a big check that they didn't have the money for, a bad check, and then they would immediately take money away from an ATM.
Just like the guy explained, they would write a check for more money than they had in their Chase Bank account and deposit it. These checks were fake because their accounts had no money to back them up. Then, before the bank could catch on, they would rush to an ATM and withdraw the check's full amount. In other words, they were scamming the bank for free cash. As word spread, the hashtag Chase Bank glitch started trending on TikTok. Within hours, people were lined up at Chase Bank ATMs eager to cash in.
What's really... The stupidity in these things is so obvious, even a blind man could figure this out. The dumbest thing that they did is they posted this shit. Oh, people knew it was illegal. They know it's illegal, but they did it anyways. But people were posting videos about this, about themselves doing this. And that is, it's like you going to, it's like you filming yourself robbing a convenience store or in this case, a bank. Yeah. It is, what they're doing is actually illegal and they can get charged for it. And these dumb fucks are posting about it. They're posting themselves doing it. It's like they're putting a giant spotlight on themselves telling policemen, "Hey, look what I did. Come arrest me." Yeah, it really has.
Nah, I said it's heavy. It's lined up. Nah, this is elephant.
There was one small problem. The so-called glitch was actually a crime. As more people heard about the trend, financial experts explained why the Chase Bank glitch was actually check fraud.
Make no mistake, in every sense of the word, this is check fraud. You are knowingly writing fake checks. And to make it even worse, you are committing a felony against yourself.
Anyone caught committing check fraud can face huge fines, prison time, and even a lifetime ban from opening a bank account.
Chase will alert every other bank that you try to go.
And the funny thing is, a lot of these people were charged back and they see it on their account. Like they go on their account through their phone or their PC. They saw these chargebacks for like thousands, tens of thousands. There was even a few that had hundreds of thousands of dollars that showed negative in their bank account. And they were freaking out. They were crying and having a meltdown over it. And it's like, you realize you did this to yourself. How is anybody supposed to feel bad for your stupidity? Why would anybody feel bad for you? You knowingly committed a crime, and now you're posting about it. Yeah, there's no such thing as free money. There's no such thing as free anything.
Go to. And you may possibly never be able to get a...
Well, except there's something known as a free slap upside the head. And these people are well deserving of it.
But despite all the warnings, the Chase Bank glitch kept trending on TikTok. Some posted screenshots of their bank balances as proof.
Oh yeah, see? And then they'd get charged back for this shit.
That it worked. Others saw a chance to cash in, selling step-by-step guides or charging fees to teach people how to pull it off. But it was only a matter of time before the bosses at Chase Bank realized TikTokers were stealing from them. And when they did, they were furious. On September 2nd, barely 24 hours after the glitch went viral, Chase Bank shut it down. The bank released a statement saying the glitch was fixed. Fake checks wouldn't work anymore. And just to make things clear, they added, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. Now everyone who took advantage of the glitch was panicking, and they had good reason to be worried because Chase Bank was coming after them. By October 2024, the bank started suing those who used the glitch. One person stole $335,000 during the glitch. Chase didn't stop there. They identified accounts that deposited those fake checks, froze them, and took back whatever money was left. Most of those accounts ended up with negative account balances with a bunch of zeros.
Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah, see? This is what I'm talking about. Negative 31. Oh, it says World of Warcraft? Oh, okay, I gotta fix that. Thank you for telling me. Oops. There we go. Should be updated now. But yeah, it's like this is one of the videos I actually saw when it was going on. And I thought I was so confused it was what was going on, and when I heard about what was going on, I saw this and I was like, yeah, you're fucking dumb. It made me laugh a little bit, and I was just like, how you're crying and you're worrying over this? How am I supposed to feel bad for you? In what way, shape, or form do you deserve any sympathy?
Really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear. Look at my account, yo.
Soon, arrests began. Those who thought they scored free money were charged and tried in court. The Chase Bank glitch became a brutal lesson. Don't commit a financial crime because someone on TikTok told you it was cool. This next trend took an ordinary daily activity and turned.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, they should be considered lucky, those who didn't get charged. Well, the ones who posted videos were probably the first ones to get attacked because, well, they posted a fucking video of them doing it. So it's just, it's one, to me, it's one of the funnier trends that went on because all it did was basically get people to put a giant target on their back saying, come get me. I committed a felony. Yeah. I think the more the people took, the harsher the sentence they had. The harsher the punishment.
Turned it into something idiotic. The cereal challenge. Here's how the challenge works. Two people had to participate.
Oh,
one person laid down.
I've seen this before. I thought this was so stupid. I saw it as such a waste of cereal. Such a waste of good cereal and milk.
Down with their mouth wide open.
And this lady is doing it in the wrong order. It is supposed to be cereal first, then the milk. What the hell's wrong with you? If you're going to do this, at least do it in the right order.
While the other poured cereal and milk in. Then the second person had to eat the cereal straight from their mouth.
Okay, that's just disgusting. If I'm going to eat my cereal, I'm not going to eat it off somebody's body or from their mouth.
using a spoon. To pass the challenge, the person on the bottom had to keep their mouth open while the second person ate from it. Some managed to keep their mouths open long enough to complete the challenge.
That just, oh god, that made a feeling go up my spine. And that was not a good feeling. This is just, oh my god.
Challenge. Others ended up coughing soaked in milk. Huge influencers with millions of followers joined the
I like this person's makeup. They did a really good job. It's really balanced.
Trend. And with that kind of reach, the cereal challenge spread faster.
Doing the cereal challenge with my sister.
Oh, it's a dude. He looks really good for a dude. I'll admit that. He looks really good for a dude. He's a fucking idiot, but he looks good for a dude.
Some even decided to involve their pets in the challenge and
Why would you I have to be a bit quieter because I have neighbors. Why would you involve your fucking pets? One, a dog or cat's mouth is not very sanitary for humans. It's not. Just oh.
And you do not want to see those videos. But the challenge was also pretty risky. If the
Hey, sorry, I'm clogging up your chat. No. It gives me somebody to I actually like it when people type in my chat. I like talking to people. It's hard for a lot of my streams. If I'm not singing, I'm pretty quiet because I'm not good at talking into the void. I like having somebody to bounce off of. I like having somebody to talk to. So yeah, yap away.
Person lying down inhaled milk or cereal, they could legitimately...
You know, at least this person's doing it in the right order. Cereal first. Still fucking stupid and disgusting, and a waste of fucking cereal.
Choke and suffocate. This trend was all risk with zero reward. Luckily, the cereal challenge didn't last long, but while it was trending, it proved people will do just about anything for 15 minutes of fame, even if it puts their health on the line.
Anything for views, people. Anything for views.
This next trend was one of the dumbest and most dangerous ones out there. The Orbeez challenge.
Oh, I know Orbeez. I've always wanted to get Orbeez because they look like fun. Oh, the cinnamon challenge. I've seen that. That is actually really dangerous. Orbeez, they're like colorful little balls, and if you put them in like water, they will expand like to like 2 or 3 times their size. So they're like either half the size or about the same size as paintballs. They're really cool.
2022, the Orbeez challenge was so notorious that people threatened to arrest
Yeah, these are what Orbeez are. Yes, they're basically water balls.
Anyone caught doing it. To understand why, you first...
Yeah, see, they're dried out. They'd be looking like this. You put them in water and they'll expand a little bit.
Need to know what...
There are certain like air guns that you'd put them in and you'd shoot people with them. It's kind of like paintball, but water.
Orbeez are. Orbeez are tiny beads that swell up when soaked in water.
There are 1 million Orbeez in this bath. This is literally so satisfying.
Orbeez are usually harmless. Kids play with them and some people even use them to relieve stress. But in 2022, someone had a reckless idea.
They're also basically just, neat.
They started loading Orbeez into toy guns and shooting them like tiny water bullets. Except they weren't aiming them at friends. They were targeting random strangers.
These things can shoot up to about 200, 210 feet per second.
And then it got even worse.
Yeah, these things like paintballs can and will leave welts on your body. So they can actually hurt.
People began freezing the Orbeez before loading them.
No.
So instead of bursting on impact, the frozen Orbeez hit like rubber bullets. That made them a lot more painful and more dangerous.
These toy guns, well, they can really actually replicate a...
There are actually TikTok videos out there where people will take these... some of them that are used for these guns, they're not called Orbeez, they're called something else. Some of them are glow in the dark, some of them are just clear. And these people make these videos and they have, you know, like spinning targets or just regular targets on their like dresser or outside on a shelf or something. And they'll just show people how cool their gun is. They'll fill their gun up and they'll shoot the targets. That's basically what the videos are. But this sort of thing... Take it back. Start the rapture. There's no hope. Yeah. But freezing the damn things? No. That's just evil.
A real firearm.
By March 2022, the Orbeez challenge was out of control. TikTokers across the country were shooting Orbeez at random strangers.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Police cracked down hard, arresting teens who participated in the challenge. In one case, 4 teens were arrested. They were charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, and reckless endangerment.
Police say surveillance video showed the 4 teens pull up in a car and fire the gel pellets into a class working outside.
You would think arrests would scare people off, but it didn't. Kids kept doing the Orbeez challenge until someone lost their life. On June 2nd, 2022, a group of teenagers...
Somebody actually died from this shit? Fuck.
Orbeed some guys playing basketball, but these weren't the kind of guys to laugh it off. A fight broke out, and by the time it was over, one of the basketball players lost his life. He was only 17. When the media reported the case, people finally realized how serious this challenge was.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
That was the final straw. Police cracked down harder on the Orbeez challenge. In Kentucky, a mayor banned water pellet toys completely. Walmart, Target, and Amazon pulled Orbeez from their shelves. Even Spin Master, the company behind Orbeez, addressed the issue. They released a statement saying they had no affiliation with the gel toys and that their Orbeez products were not intended to be used as projectiles. But after all this, the Orbeez challenge...
Yeah, there are ones that are just like Orbeez that are intended and made for these guns, and they're made for actual, you know, get-togethers like paintball get-togethers, or they're made for just, you know, little targets that you can buy. They're not intended for what happened here. Orbeez are intended for, you know, play or be aesthetically pleasing or relaxing. That's what Orbeez are made for, not this sort of shit.
Challenge didn't completely disappear. Orbeez challenge incidents were still being reported as recently as 2024. These trends prove that some people will do anything to fit in. But just remember, the people that change the world are the ones that choose to be different. Visual Venture. Wait, before you go, make sure you guys watch part 1 of this video.
Man. I swear to God. Whatever. I don't know what to say. Goomanity. We are the Goomanity. You know, Celeste, I wish I could give you an answer. I really, really do. But I can't. I can't give you an answer.